Roger, 0J, and I feel fine. Lift off and the clock has started.
This is No Offense, eh? Brought to you by Matt Buchanan Studios with comedians Matt Buchanan and Jackie Graham. Be sure to visit our website at www.mattbuchananstudios.com and you can order my new book, An Explanation for Life, the Universe, the Brain, the Mind, and Consciousness. We mean you no offense, so please don't cry. We are comedians, so that's our alibi. So if you don't like us, please don't cancel the show. We're just having fun, so just let it go. Yeah, not a lot different, because I was like halfway there. I was like not,
Living
I
on
was
a prayer?
unsure. It was a very...
We're just gonna do that now the whole time.
Every song that comes on.
Yeah.
What's that movie too where they do the like Captain this or whatever, and or they'll be like, oh yeah, I had a major cramp. They'll be like, major cramp.
Oh yeah, that's from How I Met Your Mother.
That's How I Met Your Mother. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I couldn't remember. I watched that all probably
like
last
Corporal
year at some
Punishment.
point, or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
that
show.
always made me laugh. That's silly shit.
Yeah.
I like those.
I like it too.
Corporal Punishment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
I'm not going
Oh,
to
wait, this
salute
should have been-
because that would be wrong, given I have not been in the military.
Okay, you're declining to salute.
Wait, I don't know if that's a thing
Declining
now
to
that I'm saying it
salute.
out loud. I'm like, I don't think that's a thing.
Jackie's declined to salute everybody. She's taking a stand here on the podcast. You see, she's not kneeling.
What?
She's not
I'm on a chair.
she's taking a stand on a chair. Yeah, she's actually not doing any of the
Yeah,
things
no.
I said either. She's not standing.
Yeah, it's a statement though.
That's good. I'm out of whiskey, so we're sipping scissorp and lean.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Gin and juice. No, it's just like a vodka lemonade. I'm
Yeah.
drinking with Jackie today.
Drinking with Jackie.
Yeah. I called her Jessie like 20 minutes ago.
Who
by
is Jessie,
accident.
though? Like,
Yeah, I
do you
don't
know-
I
oh,
don't
you
really
don't even
have
know a
lot of
Jessie?
Jessies. No, I think it was just like one of those.
Oh, okay.
Well, I definitely know a Jessie. Like if I went through, there are probably a few I know, but I mean none that I frequently contact or even speak to, where I would have had to say their name.
Interesting.
So we're here with Jesse Graham and Matt Buchanan. This guy, if you didn't know, this is my other
Matt
shirt
Douche Cannon.
with my a douche cannon. What would that be, like a?
Because you called me Jessie, so.
I know. Yeah, that was me.
Does it shoot
Douches?
douches, or is it just like a high-powered douche?
Oh, it could just be like a.
It's a douche
a
for whales.
maximal bidet, a douche for whales. They gotta keep their pH steady too, right? So
Yeah. They tajazzle as well.
they do tajazzle. You ever seen a whale with a tajazzle? I bet that's the one that picked up on that dolphin.
Oh god.
You know, and that's
You're right.
where what was that dolphin hybrid?
A wolfen, a whale dolphin.
Yeah, the whale dolphin. That's probably, he saw a little tajazzled whale. He's like, this one.
Just this wee dolphin.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
See, this is why
See,
I
okay.
like bully you a bit, because it leads to things like this, and then
Yeah, I'm like
You bully
already
me
going to
back.
cry. I'm like thinking like, oh no, maybe the edibles were too much. But I'm glad this episode is going to be about death and dark things. That's why we're
Is
both
that right?
also
Yeah,
wearing black.
It's I think I've only maybe worn black probably on this show though, actually.
Oh.
But yeah, you've been often more colorful, more vibrant than I am. You bring that to the show for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. But this is gonna be dark apparently. I'll try to bring some light, some laughter, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you have prepared for this week, but I guess it's just foreshadowing for my show and tell.
Foreshadowing. All right. Remember when you used to have to write essays in school and they'd be like, and give us 4 examples of foreshadowing.
Yes.
And be like, I didn't even read the book, so...
Okay, listen. English was like my best class, and I read the books, and I killed it on essays. Like,
Nice, good for you. Though.
Love that shit.
I used to. I mean, I enjoy writing. It's always been part of.
Well, you wrote a fucking
I did.
book.
I guess. Yeah, it didn't come out of nowhere. I've got a bunch of other stuff online. If you do want to ever read more of my shit, it is like a lot of it's on there. Most of it's research. There's not many stories or anything, but you know. That's part of being part of the science game. You got to publish all the time. They don't really tell you that you're like, yeah, you got to become a writer too. And it's like, oh, all right. And turns out that's what I actually like the most of all of it, of all the science. I think I like the writing part the most, where it's like once you've collected all the data, you've spent years meeting all the participants, you've done all the experiments.
I forget what that thing was called that we'd have to do in like science class, where you'd write like your
lab report
and then like all the shit that actually happened, and then your conclusions.
In a lot of ways, that's like really not a bad prep for science, honestly. Like that was a pretty like it's pretty accurate of kind of what you end up having to do, but it's kind of crazy that they had you doing that at such a young age, of like doing all these reports and laying it out and the materials and your methods and what did you use and all that shit.
I feel like all real learning it happens in elementary school.
It's
probably not. I mean,
I don't know if I've said this on air before, but I've definitely said this before, that I think it'd be cool if there was like a way that you could just like relearn like all those grades.
Yes.
Like just do elementary school in like a 1 month run. Like
I totally agree. I feel like there was so much cool shit that like I just don't remember
just
the
little
specifics
shit.
of.
Tell me about dinosaurs again, for sure. You know,
man.
like give me the geography one more time. Like I could use a couple lessons over again, even if it is like grade 5 geography.
So this is
really
grade 8
embarrassing.
But we were watching a movie the other day, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but it was basically determined where I had to ask the question of whether Africa was a country.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a South Africa. Like, and I looked at the map and I was like, oh my god. Like,
yeah.
Wow, there really isn't. There's not.
Whole lot of countries in Africa.
There are. Yeah, fucking Rev. I need a globe. Like, someone else. You know what I literally just fucking realized?
What?
I feel like these geography things seem to happen a lot in front of my boyfriend, and like he alluded to having already got me a birthday present, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, that motherfucker probably got me a globe. Like, calling it now. Like,
he probably did. Jackie's
if he does, and we're still filming, I'll bring it in. Like,
that would be great. Yeah, that would be unreal. We can all look at how many countries are in Africa. You know what else I learned recently? I was listening to these videos. It's like it's just like a series. They're called like, you know, facts that don't sound like facts but are actually true. It's like they sound fake because they're just so crazy. It's like or like things that you don't realize. And like one of them was that like Nintendo was invented in like 1889 or something, like more than 100. I was like, that one's crazy. And anyway, the one that made me think of this, the geography one, I just slipped the Nintendo one in there because I liked it. The one that made me think of this though is that the USA is only 4 miles at its closest part, or no, 4 kilometers, about 2 miles at its closest part away from Russia. They're actually that close together. And then I looked it up
like
as well.
Alaska to Russia, you mean?
It's like definitely, that tip near Alaska and to like where Russia is, that they're actually like very close together.
It's
only
true.
A couple kilometers between them, actually.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that. Jackie's
Sarah
like, this
Palin
I
was
did
right.
know.
Yeah.
She was like,
Can see Russia.
you can see Russia. What was that? Was that a Palin thing?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Is she still prevalent?
I don't know. Probably not. I think it might be a dated reference, but...
Well, I wonder. I don't keep up too much with the news, politics news and stuff, but...
Yeah. Me neither. I saw that Biden fell up some stairs recently, though. I did see that.
That did happen. Yeah, and like for a while,
Like, God
he
damn it.
fell for like you could count how long he was falling.
Oh God. It's just like reminds me of like any time that I've like fallen in public and it's like, wow, you really like that's like your worst nightmare. Like you cannot do fucking anything.
And falling upstairs is just
Right?
I
And you're
mean,
just trying to hold it together. Like, I know that everybody saw that, but I'm just gonna keep going. Like,
and he hopped up. Now I don't know what. Like, did he just slip, and then he slipped twice? Was it the pant leg?
Probably.
He kind of fixed his pant leg, looking like it was supposed to be his pant leg.
I fall all the fucking time doing nothing.
I tripped the other day just standing there.
It's happening! So, I just have
So you don't
no
blame
sense
him, or
of
what?
balance. It's me. Always.
It's funny you bring up Biden that because I have a challenge we're gonna look at today.
Oh.
We're gonna do a short competition. We'll get everybody like we'll take a vote, but we'll get everyone else to take a vote. It's basically like who was worse in this scenario between Biden and Trudeau, trying to say a sentence.
Okay.
And, so it's actually
Wait, and Trudeau, like
Justin Trudeau.
Oh.
So we got the
I feel like I haven't really,
president
like,
and the
heard
prime
him.
minister.
Oh my God, I'm so
And
excited.
it's the two of them trying to okay, so where is it? Oh no, I think I have it actually. There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Why,
I'm
oh yeah, why am
seeing-
I found them. I was like, oh, there we go. It's just on the far side of the screen. Jesus, couldn't see it. TV's so big in here, eh? It's crazy. It takes I'm sitting I never sit this close to the TV. I mean, you probably shouldn't.
Right.
Oh, that's why it confused me too, because now these get out of order. Anyways, here's Joe.
Okay.
Trying to say something, and then we'll do Justin. And now, not like we're not talking about in general. Like I know Joe's had many problems talking. Apparently, there's so many clips of it. So just in these two clips, strictly like comparing one to the next.
Right.
What's like who's worse? Here's Joe.
I feel like that, yeah, I need to.
Oh, that definitely said 100.
So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and
Oh,
in a
somebody
supermarket.
made this great little video to go
Oh, no.
along with it too, just to show how obnoxious it is. So
Okay.
here, let's just start it from the beginning again.
1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who runs brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
What?
I love the end. He's like, "What happened?" That's literally what I'm thinking. I'm like, "What just happened?"
Somebody brings up the carts on a forklift?
Somebody, let's just play it one more time because it's short. I mean, like,
2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who runs brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
What
First of
did
all,
happen?
what happened? And first of all,
What is that?
shop uses a forklift to move their carts around? I've worked at a shop.
I don't know
at
what
Drug
what
Mart
point
and
he's
never seen
making. I don't, but I guess it's out of context.
that. Yeah, I have no idea what the point is that he's making here
Yeah.
at all. Actually, it's very.
It
unclear.
sounded like it could have been profound.
It could have been. Maybe it's so insightful we can't understand.
Not entirely sure.
You know what that made me think?
The
when you
amount
said,
of like. As I'm, yeah, okay.
and Jackie's.
I was like, as I'm about to, and I'm like, ooh, I'm probably not supposed to actually do that, am I?
What?
Just,
Pretend mumble on somebody?
yeah, or
Is that-
just, imitate somebody stuttering.
That's true. That's true. We did have a famous stutterer on here the other day.
Oh.
We're just going to turn you down. Which one are you? That should be this one here, right? Yeah, I think so. It's a little better.
I'll stop screaming into the fucking mic.
Yeah, we've got all the fucking filters on here. The blue got this big puffy thing on there too. And it's
What?
still what is the name of that? Like the
Oh,
foam-
this thing. I'm
yeah,
like, I don't know what you're
the
fucking
foam,
talking about.
What? Like a pop filter, that is? Because I was picturing pop filter like the round one, but I guess they're both the same thing. Anyway.
That's more like a windscreen.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so if you're out in the field and it's blowing wind and that, so yeah. Jackie's doing ASMR for it.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It was like involuntary.
When you said at the end of this video, they're like, I don't know what the point was. It reminded me of this class, one of the classes I took in my master's. It was the worst, funniest thing a professor could have said to a student. Like, in this class, there's like 20 students or so, and throughout the term, everybody had to give a couple presentations, like major presentations, like 30, 45 minutes, basically like a short lecture. And I remember one student gave their whole presentation, the whole ordeal.
Oh, no.
And then the prof and everybody has an opportunity basically to ask questions and give some feedback at the end. And the prof, like, he was trying to be kind of like nice about it, but I don't think he realized how funny and like just like how bad what he was about to say was to the whole thing. So this person's up there, you know, they gave their presentation. They just spent 45 minutes up there talking, telling us about what this was, this mental health disease and all this stuff. And then the prof's first comment was kind of like, he's like, I'm not sure I really understood like what the point of the study was. And then everyone just starts laughing and like trying not to laugh, but laughing because he's like, the whole thing, like it just came down to that to me. He's, I just don't know what the point was.
Right.
And it's like, I just talked about it for 45 minutes and you're not quite sure what the point was.
Oh my
like
God.
Not even anything specific about, you could have worked on this or that. He's like, I'm just not clear on the point. It's like,
oh no.
And imagine seeing Joe, he does a goddamn press conference and at the end of it, you're just like, I'm not clear on the point.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, and here's Justin.
Okay, I'm so excited for this because I don't think I've seen this.
You haven't seen this one? Okay, good. So keeping it Canadian American, North American.
You and your family do to cut back on plastics?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles. So.
What?
What? That's terrible. He's just, I don't think he's having trouble speaking. I think he literally is just not coming up with a lie fast enough.
Yeah.
So then he's like trying to
point.
figure it out, and he's like, everything he's saying, I feel like what he wanted to say was like reusable water bottle.
Yeah, he could not come up with the right word. Like he was using real words, which was great actually. They were words. And on.
Oh dear.
Once again, I reflect on that, thinking maybe we don't. But remember, I mean, like karate chopping a COVID test.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so now it's shared when the chicken was trying to get her COVID test.
Yes.
So there was Trudeau basically like trying to the question was just, what do you and your family do to reduce plastic? And he's like, just
we've recently switched to
like you and your family back on plastics.
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles
out of plastic.
Plastic.
He literally says like drinking water bottles out of water.
When we have water bottles.
We have water bottles. Like plastic. I mean, not plastic, but the paper cup bottles.
Why does he seem so nervous? I guess he's probably just like, shit, we don't do anything.
Yeah, he's like, come on, man. Why didn't you say the notorious? He should have said, I remember seeing that Matt Buchanan at YukYuks that one time, and I remember him talking about saving plastic bags, and our family, we have a huge drawer full of bags, and that's what we do to help prevent, reduce plastic.
You should have prepped him for this interview.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I clearly remember doing that show when he was there, and he was like sitting there, and then he was like, we do the bag thing too, because I asked everybody, I was like, anybody else have a bag of bags at home? And I don't know why my voice in that joke was different than my voice.
Yeah, wait.
It's to show that
2019. And that means that the current war is a war against climate change. The fight for the environment. The war against plastic. To that end, Sobeys has recently announced that they're going to eliminate 225 million plastic bags from circulation this year. That's just for my mom's pantry. Anyone else here have a bag of bags? beat that? Maybe we got 30 bags, we got 40 bags, we got 40 bags, we got 40 bags, we got 2 bags. That's a lot of bags. I mean, 30, 40 bags, 50 cents a bag. Well, it's more than I'm making here tonight.
The point is, I actually have a joke about it.
Okay.
You must have seen it.
And you did it for Justin Trudeau?
Yeah. What? And then he was like, that's what we do. We reduce the plastic on bags. He was at that show.
When we have plastic bags, we recently switched to paper.
To paper bags.
Plastic.
Paper plastic.
Oh.
Our paper bags are made of plastic.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Like drink boxes.
I don't know who's worse, him or Joe.
1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket.
Come on, though.
You control the guy or the woman who runs brings out the carts.
I don't even know, man.
That one makes me sad.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Oh.
Like, yeah, that one has more, like, there's more going on behind the scenes.
When was Joe Biden born? Wasn't he born in, like, the 40s?
You're probably right.
Like, isn't that just wild
let's do one of my
to
favorites.
think about, like...
Okay, Google. When was Joe Biden
born? That's like us
born?
being born... Or wait.
Joe Biden was born on November 20th, 1942.
Whoa!
1942.
42.
There were still wars going on.
Yes, man. Like, it's crazy.
He was a war baby. Holy crap.
Yes, like,
And
that's my whole thing.
Trudeau
It's like,
was probably
imagine
born in,
the
like, the
shit that
70s.
he has fucking seen. And how much has changed.
Trudeau or Biden? Biden. I don't know. What was his military? Let's find out. What? Okay, Google.
This just shows my ability
What
to
was
retain
Joe
information.
Biden's military experience?
Here are some results.
Fuck you with your results. Yeah, tell me what I want to know. Give me information direct to my ears. All right, everybody.
Maybe ask her a better
That's
question.
my barrier for information. If you want to find out yourself, because Google didn't tell me directly. I'm not looking up further.
Yeah.
That's as far as I go. Even though I'm literally a researcher and I'll go as far as I can go to find anything. When it comes to it, I will find it on the internet. But I'll leave that to you now. So what do you think? I mean, who's worse? They're both bad. Trudeau's was just silly.
I told you this was going to be a dark episode.
It's not good. I should have prepped the TikTok COVID girl just as like a relief moment, because like she could be involved in this.
Or the T-Rex cat.
Oh, the T-Rex cat. We gotta do like some throwbacks coming up in here, yeah, with the T-Rex. But well, okay, so speaking of, doing that show for him at YukYuks, there was something I wanted to talk about, which was unfortunately that YukYuks closed. The YukYuks in Ottawa has been open for like 20 years or so, is actually closed. It's very sad, but there's just like a small bit. I'm just going to start it from here and just play this minute. So it's kind of like, promote, like go out there, go to YukYuks, check out their new location kind of thing. This is where I had my first show ever, was on that stage. I've seen so many amazing shows there.
Yeah, I think it's like Tom Green started there too.
Tom Green and Jeremy Hotz and Damon Schroeder. Actually, I don't think he started there, but he's like one of the big guys that comes around. Anyway, it's just so many good comedians and really funny people. Everyone, if you've been in Ottawa and you've ever went to comedy, like you probably went to YukYuks, and it sucks that it's like, I guess it's another one that's permanently closed. This is just like there's a whole segment on CBC that you can watch. We're just going to listen to like a minute of it with this gentleman here. What is his name? It is with Howard. I was just trying to think of who the interviewer's name was here, because this picture is obviously not Howard.
Right. Yeah. So
there we go. I was like, why is it not show his name? Alan Neal interviewing Howard on CBC. And anyways, the point of this segment covers the main clips of like where they've moved to and all that. So let's just check it out.
Last week, the club got some not-so-funny news, however, when it was forced to close its doors. While comics are performing at a temporary spot at Lago Bar Grill View at Dow's Lake, Howard has been tasked with finding the club a new permanent home. And for more, we've got Howard on the line now. Hi, Howard.
Hi, Alan. Thanks for having me on.
Why the sudden move? What happened?
Well, we kind of got caught in the crossfire of
I guess, a dispute between our upstairs landlord and the people who own the building, and we thought it was all going to be ironed out, and then suddenly there was a lock on the door, and it was no notice.
Disputes? Like, what do you mean? What happened?
Well, all I know is there was a sign on the door one night, and we thought, we knew our 5-year lease was up, but we were into the month where we no longer had anything on paper. I was told a deal's being worked out, we shouldn't worry about it, and so we didn't. And then that happened. And so I don't know the details of the dispute, but we know that we were caught in the crossfire. We also were locked out and had to find a new home.
Man, so this was a bit of a surprise, to say the...
So that sucks.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
It's too bad that none of the, like, super richy... It's like, if I was, like, a rich comic, I mean, it's an easy thing to just say, but it's like, it'd be cool if somebody could have, like, helped them out, or, I don't know, some kind of, like, bailouts for the little guy kind of thing, because, I mean, at the end of the day, they just... they have to change locations. It's a lot of work, obviously, and it's not like YukYuks is dead. They'll be back. They're going to find a new location. They're in a temporary location for the moment.
Right.
And
yeah, Lagos at Dow's Lake.
Yeah, and it's a nice spot, too. Like, it's a good place to watch shows and do comedy. It's a really nice, good food and nice seats and viewing, I guess, now that it's spring especially, too. Mm-hmm. Anyway. But it's just shitty, yeah, and they got closed out, and that was such an iconic spot, that basement, and then, like, that's two of them. They closed the other YukYuks a few years ago, more like 4 or 5 years ago, nothing to do with COVID, but the one that was on Elgin across from the Absolute, that closed out there, and I'd done some shows there, too, and it sucks that one closed. On Preston, yeah. What did I say, Elgin? Oh, yeah, Elgin's, sorry, where this one is. The one on Preston... across from Absolute. It was in like the lower half of a sandwich shop kind of thing, or like a restaurant.
Yeah, my very first show I ever did comedy was also at YukYuks on Elgin.
Nice. See, like you and I and so many people that I talked to.
But I'm glad I got in there before. But too. I mean, even still, they're around. They'll be back. And
we went to one of the last shows there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God we went.
Probably like a week or so before it closed, maybe.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. I think actually no, I think we mentioned that on a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, we got in there before,
but yeah, so that was great. One other.
Speaking of things dying.
Here, let me show you something else real quick, though, because I have a follow up to next week before we get into that. Or sorry, a follow up to next week. Yeah, I'm breaching time portals here. Follow up from last week. So, Chris D'Elia is back.
But a few months later.
Were you aware of that?
Back.
Were you aware he was gone?
Where'd he go?
Well, he was canceled.
Oh, okay.
He was canceled for like a year.
Okay. Well, I mean, I thought he was still doing his podcast. Or no, sorry, never mind. That was somebody else I was thinking of. Okay, so Chris D'Elia is back.
Canceled. So Chris D'Elia is back.
Did he actually go away, or was he still putting shit out and people just weren't watching?
Actually, it's probably better if I keep it in. Oh, no, that's good. I was going to say, should I go full screen? Well, no, so he actually, I mean, he just went, like, sort of radio silence kind of thing, right? No, he wasn't putting out content anymore. His comedy, a lot of stuff got taken down off sites, and episodes got removed and this kind of stuff. And I'm not really going to make any commentary on that. I mean, that's a bit of old news, and I don't know I don't know him. I don't know the story well enough anyways, so who knows what the scenario is. What I do know is I used to listen to his podcast. I used to be a fan of his comedy, and it's not that I stopped being it. It's just he stopped putting it out, and now he's back. He's got 2 episodes out.
Are you hearing a buzz? Or is that just in
You're
my
right.
head?
I probably am. I think it's just because the TV's way up for this, which it probably doesn't need to be.
Okay.
But maybe I should turn that down in between so we don't get that in the background. You're right. So he's back, though. He's got 2 episodes. He's got 2 episodes done. Let's see. Why is there no mute button on this damn thing?
I don't hear it
distracted. The thing is, so last episode we were talking about this fart blanket or whatever. What was it called? I don't remember specifically.
The Better Marriage Blanket.
The Better Marriage Blanket. Thank God you remembered. I literally I would have never guessed that in a million years. I strictly remembered fart blanket. I was like, that's, and genuinely, that is what it is to me. And so this is just, I can't even believe what I'm about to play because this is nuts. I've been a fan of his for years, and I listened to this, and I was like, you might have just lost me as a fan, bro. It's nothing well, you'll see what it's definitely not what you're expecting.
Okay.
But it's relevant to this fart blanket.
Oh my God.
And
okay.
as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is like, what do you need? This is from his most recent episode. It came out like 2 or 3 days ago. And it's just, anyway.
I just got to say that in the corner it does say we're going to get an ad.
Yeah, I'll try to skip that right away.
Made a joke.
You're right, though.
Is HelloFresh web
Good
to
call.
press?
Fuck this ad. We're not listening to you. HelloFresh, if you want to sponsor us.
HelloFresh is actually fucking lit.
It's not a bad idea. I get mail from them all the time trying to get me to buy this stuff.
My mom got me it for a while because I'm garbage.
But it's not bad, eh? If they just deliver right to you.
And they give you all of the right amount of the ingredients, so you don't have like...
That's sick.
So you have to buy a whole bunch of stuff for like,
you have like half a head of lettuce rotting in the freezer or in the fridge or whatever. Stuff doesn't really rot in the freezer, but... So, yeah, I guess maybe HelloFresh sponsor us.
Yay.
We haven't done a sponsor shout out in a while. All right. Here it is.
Later, my buddy was over and he was like, why do you have Depends? And I told him his story. I was
He's talking about Depends, like Depends diapers, basically.
Right.
And this is kind of what ties it in with this fart blanket.
Oh, no. Okay.
Bought me the Depends and I bought it. I realized, why the fuck haven't I not tried this? So I put the Depends on when I was 30 and I pissed. Now, I'm assuming mostly all of my listeners have never pissed in Depends.
Right.
Well, when you piss in Depends, it's like your dick coughs. Liquid isn't even around. It's not like, oh, so it absorbs the liquid? It's like, no. It's like the fucking liquid just comes out as, oh. It's
what?
So...
Because it's so absorbent?
Apparently, that kind of tripped me out too. I was like, I am one of those listeners with no experience in Depends, but it makes me. I'm like, is that really what it's like? Like your dick coughing, he says.
Interesting.
I feel like it'd be more uncomfortable and warm and wet and like gross.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Maybe.
Anyway, so there's a little more to this. There's more to this. So he's just talking about how his friend got him these Depends as a joke when he was 30.
Right.
And then he decided one day because he had them to put them on and be like, just try pissing in them.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And...
It's amazing. The diaper gets heavy, and it's a little warm, but it does not feel like liquid. So I can't wait to piss the bed tonight. And Kristen is like, what the fuck? I don't want to, My fiance is like, well, you gonna just piss the bed? And I'm like, yup. And
so now he's 41, and he's talking about how for the last year he wakes up every night and has to go piss. And he had a revelation that he's just gonna, he's literally just gonna start wearing Depends to bed now, and he's literally just gonna piss the bed every night instead of getting up to pee every night.
No.
And that's literally what he's like saying right here. He's just, and as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh man.
I totally actually knew a guy that was wearing Depends because he was playing video games for so long
that
he didn't want to have to get up to go pee. Like, I don't know if he was in some kind of tournament, but
wow.
Yeah.
That's some next level shit. I mean, unless you're a fucking astronaut, you should not be.
I thought you were gonna say unless you're a fucking asshole. Like
that too, though. Like you're an asshole if you're fucking walking around where it depends. Not to mention that. So then he's talking about his fiance Kristen now, and she's just like, "You're gonna piss the bed?" Like that's. I mean, let's just give it. I don't even.
Oh God.
Where does he go from here? Like, how does he?
And guess what, dude? I'm not. This is not negotiable. Because my body betrayed me, you should be on my team. Are you on my team or are you on my body's team? So she's like, all right. She rolls her eyes. She's like, you better not get pissed on the bed. I'm not going to get pissed on my bed because I used Depends when I was 30. I tried it. It doesn't even leak down the leg, dude. I'm not bullshitting you, man.
So God, the look on his face, I know. I was like, why is he so scary?
What do you think of his argument?
Imagine that's the last face you see.
Oh my God. What do you think? His argument basically is that he's like, my body betrayed me. So he's like, my body makes me piss every night. So my body betrayed me. Now my mind is going to take over my body. And he's like, that's what he's saying.
Hey, all power to you, man.
Something else. So I don't know. That's Crystal Lee. I was kind of wondering. I was like, do you think he's just doing that because like I don't like. He seems very sincere, but at the same time, I was like, you know, in some ways, it's like a lot of people are going to talk about that. Maybe he just, you know, he wants a bit of publicity again. I don't know. I don't want to, like, talk shit, but like, it just seems like that's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. That'd be a fucking deal breaker for me, talking about deal breakers.
If they wore Depends to bed.
Yeah, and I mean, if they don't have an illness or something, like, if it's not, like, that's...
If they don't have it, you better have fucking cancer. Like...
Is that what makes you, one that makes you poo?
I'm not a doctor.
Okay,
Wait,
so... One last clip, and then from me, and then we're going to get into Jackie's segment, her fucked up show and tell, which was apparently quite fucked up this week. So this is a little meme video. It says, "Imagine dying," and this is playing in the background. So it's just like this girl singing, and then a person gets like wheeled out on a stretcher, like they're literally dying in the back. And anyway, this is it.
I think you gotta turn it up again.
We got no sound. Oh, we're probably muted down here. Fucking Instagram and their sound, man. They've been really fucking with me lately. Fucking with me. So there is like, oh shit. So literally, like...
Jesus Christ.
There's like a busker, maybe downtown New York or something, singing, and it's so bad. You can hear how bad it is.
Yeah.
And there's somebody getting stretchered out in the back. Like, they're literally dying. And I was like, imagine, though. And, like, the caption is perfect because I was like, if that was me, I'm dying. I'm, like, on a and then I'm hearing this. I would imagine that's the last song you heard.
Oh, God.
The last thing.
Well, maybe it was her song that did this to him. We don't know.
Yeah, he was in the fucking 29th floor. He heard her sing, and he just jumped out the window.
Exactly.
He's like, it's over. This is it.
Oh, wow.
Man. What is the... maybe want to sing another song talking about that, too. What's the... Don't sit back from that ledge, my friend.
I don't know.
How does the beginning... It's like... You don't know that song?
An anti-suicide song?
Yeah, it's totally anti-suicide. I remember it from Bruce Almighty, I'm pretty sure. No, from Yes Man. From Yes Man. Yeah. Won't you... It's not won't you, but it's like, step back from that ledge, my friend. Won't you cut ties from all the lies that you've been living in. No?
I don't know.
Jackie really doesn't know the song.
I
Wow.
really don't think I do.
She's never been that low. She's
Please.
So there's like I guess a little more of this girl singing. Oh no, that was the end. It's just so bad. Oh my god. She's bad too. She's bad. Pardon me?
Why doesn't she stop?
Why isn't she stopping? Yeah, she's not like courtesy to the dying person here. She just keeps going.
I'm gonna take your money.
She's gonna bring him back to life.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
you
yeah,
know.
that was. I mean, how would you feel if that was the last song that you ever heard? You
I
know,
would not come back.
That would suck. I wouldn't come back.
Exactly. You're going to the light.
I wouldn't come back.
Okay, wait, don't open that one yet.
All right, I'll get it ready. I'm ready here then, whenever you're ready. All right, so we need I feel like this needs its own jingle, though, but it's fucked up. Jackie's fucked up. Show and tell. I could do it like
a lot of, like, saws and head banging.
I'll make a Halloween theme.
Halloween, that would be cool. I even love, like, literally the Halloween. How does it...
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. That would be really neat.
I literally used to have that as my ringtone.
Really? You know, I'm not going to lie. I think I did too at one point in time. I'm not even lying. Back when I had like an old one, and it was like one that you could actually get. Like, it wasn't like I loaded a song to it. It was
I know you would buy it. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes. All I did for the first year of having a phone was just fucking use my little phone card every month to buy...
Ringtone.
Yes, that's the word.
Holy shit.
Now I never have my fucking phone on loud or even vibrate.
Yeah, now my phone is strictly vibrate for me unless I'm like doing something. That's my phone. I never have any ringtones anymore. I don't know. It's weird that it just phased out. I used to love then when they decided they're like, oh, you can play music now. You could like use an MP3 and then you could just have that play, and then you just never pick up your call because it's your favorite song.
Yeah.
You know? Like what?
That didn't last that long.
It really didn't, eh?
Yeah.
It was a short phase.
It's a good one though.
Wasn't there like a douchey like vibe to it? Like if you had that, isn't that what it was?
The ringtone?
Yeah,
Or like
depending on which ringtone you had. That's why people are always like super subconscious about playing their favorite song all the time.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
That's why I was just fucking weirdo and had the murder music. Yeah, so good.
I was thinking I could try.
I feel like I also had Riding Dirty though.
Let me get
They
you
see
riding
me rolling.
dirty. Get you riding dirty. And like Soulja Boy, and that was a big woo.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, like, you like some like metal like music too, right? Like metal, punk, shit like that, some hardcore. Because I can do like an inward growl, like what do you call it? There's like a word for. It's like even dark. It's like a dark metal type thing where it'll be like,
oh my god, stop! No way!
Fucked up, Jackie showing down. Fucked up, Jackie
Oh my god,
showing down.
that would be
Like, or
so
something.
cool. I used to freaking voice lessons whenever I was younger, and I remember going to my teacher and asking if she could like teach me how to scream like the girls do in like fucking metal bands.
Pig
and,
squealing,
like,
that's what they call it. That's what it is in metal. Because I can't actually do like a good metal scream, probably like what you're talking about. I wish I could do that kind of metal scream. I can only do inward.
She said it's bad for your vocal cords.
Yeah, pig squeals are
She
too.
held me
apparently.
back.
They get surgery after a whole career.
A lot of them,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think there's like I've heard about musicians like insuring their vocal cords too, right? So then they can like get that surgery done. But we used to go to a lot of metal shows, and yeah, watching that, it was cool. I mean, that's some energy in those rooms, watching people throw down like good mosh pits and like circle pits, walls of death and shit. Come on, yeah.
Good times.
Yep. The younger times, the six
Back
sides
when you
of,
could do shit.
And yeah, like run into people.
I'd throw
and be in
myself into a
concert.
mosh pit right now.
I would too. I would mosh right now. There is apparently Blues Fest is doing this like at-home room service concert this year. Have you heard of this? I just saw a thing about it today.
I don't think I fucking want to hear about it.
I know. Well, the only reason I heard about it, was Kyle Brownrigg, cool comedian, Toronto, brought up here in Ottawa too, and like Ottawa YukYuks and everything. He's on the YukYuks. He's doing like a comedy thing for Blues Fest this year with a couple other comedians, including I believe Jeremy Hotz, maybe it was Tom Green.
Oh, cool.
There's like 3 of them, and it's like you have to basically, it's like room service, so it's like rent a hotel, and then the hotel rooms are going to be playing these channels or whatever, so it's like your ticket is to get like a hotel, and then you watch it on TV at the hotel, whatever that concert is, and then there's going to be a concert of those people. Meanwhile, I'm like, what if they just came to Ottawa still and played? I was like, people would just watch from like the fields outside anyways, like they would come around and just stand at the fences, like.
Yeah, I guess that's true, eh?
I want to see some more of that. Anyway, what should we...
okay.
We have some exciting... We're going to bring you guys some cool segment stuff now with some music and Halloween shit. That's going to be cool.
Yes. Okay, so just imagine that the ambiance has already been set.
Mm-hmm. Oh! I was going to squeal and it came out like an orc. That sounded like an orc. I was going to say, ambiance! That's what I was going to go for. I guess I can't do O's.
We'll work on it.
That was so bad it should be cut.
It definitely should not.
That was like a voice crack in it, but it actually wasn't like what happens during a voice crack, but it sounded like a squealing voice crack. Imagine you were a metal performer on stage and you were about to do your squeal and it came out as
Well, it's like that guy that is karaokeing Down with the Sickness, I think it is.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the beginning, he does the fucking...
Down with the sickness.
Where he, like, the yell at the beginning, though. It's so fucking funny.
Oh,
yeah, but then he does it so fast.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so, anyways.
We gotta get you a mic so people know that you're laughing. We can hear you somewhat, but... Okay, I'll let you bring us into it, and then I'll open it up.
So this week's fucked up show and tell is like stupid or dumb or like kind of just fucking messed up ways that people have died.
Oh, okay. Do they all have where they all have buskers in New York playing with them too? It was like,
nah, she's one of the ones that got away.
She got away.
So the first one I'm going to discuss is basically a man from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
We're doing all the songs today, sorry.
He was at his friend's house, and then there was a cup beside the sink that he drank because he thought it was a drink, and then it turned out it was actually gasoline. Yes.
Nasty.
So he, spit it out, but, had already, kind of swallowed some of it. And then, 5 minutes later, he went outside and had a cigarette.
Oh!
And burst
that got
into
so much better, but so much
flames.
worse. I was sitting here thinking, okay, he died from poisoning. Yeah, big whoop. Holy, that's
Can you imagine, lighting on fire from the inside?
God. That's like Zoolander
and he died
inside
the
you.
next day in hospital.
Oh, so
he survived for a little while.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He's actually living for... That would suck to live through.
Right?
A burn death. Now, do you remember Zoolander, the scene when they...
Yes, the gas fight?
They're just spraying gas on each other.
But you could pull up the first, yeah, that's it. So I don't actually have pictures. I guess there's kind
Gary
of
Allen
pictures.
Banning, dead after drinking gasoline and smoking a cigarette. The dumbest human alive. And it says live there. He's not live, though.
No.
What is
He's
that
dead.
cruel to have a live news feed of somebody who's dead and then it says live and then it's like, well...
well...
kind of. Not all of us.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
That did get so much better and then so much worse at the same
Right?
time.
How
though.
fucking horrifying.
Cruel,
and it's not even necessarily, these aren't even, I mean, that's pretty fucking dumb, but... I don't know, that just fucking sucks. The article does say there may have been drug use and drinking involved with
no doubt.
I hope so.
How that
He
occurred.
mixed up the gasoline, thought it was gasoline. Now, one of the grossest things, something about Havelock. Oh, I thought Havelock, not Hemlock, but, excuse me.
Yeah, the police confirmed that alcohol was involved in the incident.
No doubt. Have you ever, this happened to me once, maybe 2 times. One time I threw up off a porch and it was awful. It was not, I didn't drink up gasoline, but I put down a beer. My beer was smoking on the porch.
Yep, I know where this is going.
Picked up the wrong beer.
Ugh.
That beer
had all the cigarettes in it?
Had cigarettes in it, butts in it, and I drank out of it enough to get more than one in my mouth. It wasn't like the cigarette cup that's a full of 50 butts, but it was a couple
enough,
butts, maybe 1 or 2 had been put out in there, and I threw up right off the porch because I was like,
oh,
and thank God I was outside and on the porch, and it was awful.
I have actually done that before, and it's disgusting. I feel like it's very vivid right now.
We're relatable.
In my mouth.
Fucking... We've had a few things come up that I felt like were tragedies to myself that apparently have also been shared with you.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about
that? Catch me outside. Yeah.
Catch me outside. How about that? Okay, so this next one here. So I would also just like to point out the first guy's name is Gary Banning.
Banning.
This
Gotcha.
occurred to.
Would you say these are in any particular order? Was that a...
No, not really.
Okay.
This next one, though, also another Gary. But this one is from Toronto, Canada. So...
It's not Tom Green. It's Gary V. Jerry V with Kyle Brown right here in Ottawa. So speaking of Garys and Jerrys, I knew it was another famous Ottawa guy. Jerry V. He's also Jerry V. No, Gary. Why am I tripping now? He's like a Canadian comic. He does the show called the Jerry. But then I'm also thinking of Gary Vaynerchuk. So, wow. Anyway, so here's Gary Hoy.
Yes. So this guy here, so basically the short of it is that he fell through a window while trying to prove how strong it was.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
he was a lawyer in Toronto, and he was giving some sort of tour of the office, and I guess he had like a background in architecture or something, or structural engineering, I don't know. But he wanted to showcase how strong the structure's windows were, and he had like done this before, where he would slam himself into the window and he just bounced right back off, and it's like, oh my god. Hey, but this time,
I see where this is going.
He slammed against the window, and the window came off the frame, and he fell from the 24th floor to his death.
Oh, what a way to go!
How embarrassing!
How embarrassing! That is a rough way to go.
You want to die after that?
Yeah, kind of. Like you fall through, and like he must have felt so bad while he was falling.
Right? Imagine that being your last fucking, it's like, great, this is how I'm going to be fucking remembered. And like, yeah, he is, because we're talking about it.
We're talking about it right now.
His name was Gary Hoy. He's from Toronto, Canada.
Gary Hoy, and he's a Torontonian. No way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Gary Hoy.
Poor guy.
Sorry, Gary.
Oh, yeah, this is just
sucks.
Wikipedia.
This is, we always use the best sources. Oh, this happened like a while ago. 1993.
Yeah.
Holy.
They're
what a way to go. He was a lawyer of the firm Holden Day Wilson. I never really, I guess I get that law firms nowadays are basically almost always just names. And I remember when my dad, when I was younger, he did a lot of business stuff, and then we would have to go to this firm, and that's where he would like drop checks or different things. And it was, I guess, the law firm that he was working with.
Oh, okay.
And it had the most ridiculous name, and I didn't get what it was because it just sounded like gibberish. The name of it, and I still remember to this day, it was Hogs, Bobs, Berms, and Hills. And that's what we would always laugh. God. And my parents, we were like young kids, and they'd be like, we got to go to Hogs, Bobs, Berms, and Hills. And we would just be like, okay, what the fuck is that? But
that's so funny.
And literally it was like, Hobbs, I guess, Bobs. A guy named Hobbs and a guy named, Boggs and Burns and a hill.
Hobbs and Boggs, that's great.
Burns and Hills. It's probably still a fucking law firm. I wonder. Wow, so that he has a whole wiki page though. That sucks.
Right, that sucks. And there's like some engineer here quoted as saying, I don't know of any building code in the world that would allow a 160-pound man to run up against a glass and withstand it.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, but oh my god, that's so great also because the spokesperson mentioned that the glass, in fact, did not break. Just popped out of the frame.
It just popped out of the frame. So the glass company is fine.
Still unbreakable.
Yeah. It's the framing company who's going to get sued now.
Absolutely.
The
freaking... So his death contributed to the closing of this law firm, which at the time was the largest law firm closure in Canada.
Oh, shit. What a cascade of events. This guy just showed up to work one day like, I'm going to fuck everybody.
Wow, he got a Darwin Award.
A Darwin Award? That sounds like it should be for, like, evolution. He was the first to go.
Natural selection.
He got selected.
Exactly. That's what the Darwin Awards are for.
People who were, like, supposed to go?
Yeah.
We don't need y'all reproducing.
Like, it's literally a Darwin Award.
That's a real thing in life.
Yeah. It's a YouTube, like, compilation thing.
Of the Darwin Award.
For stupid people.
My ass, no way.
Yeah.
Like fail, I mean.
That is a fail, though. Holy crap, a Darwin Award. Okay, I guess that makes sense as to why. In 1996? As if motherfuckers were making jokes like that in 96. This is like pre-YouTube, pre-internet, basically. They're just like... I read something the other day that didn't even make sense to me. It was like... I think it was that like Netflix was around or incorporated before YouTube even was. Like, Netflix has been around for that long. And then there was something else similar to that about the internet.
Like, Google was created so much later than I thought for some reason.
Was it? It just feels like it's been around forever.
Or don't look it up. Ask your fucking little friend.
You want my phone to tell me? We're risking it all. Yeah, I hope she does. I mean, this is Google. Okay, Google. When were you created?
I first came about as a Canadian assistant in 2017. Or as
Not you.
Ask about Google.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. When was Google created?
September 4th, 1998, Menlo Park, California, United States.
1998.
98. Like, doesn't that seem really late? Like,
I
I guess
6
not,
years old.
but it's just so weird.
I do remember Googling in like elementary school.
You remember what?
But like 98?
I remember Googling in elementary school.
Yeah. I feel like I did too at some point. Like there was stuff that you would have searched in 98. So I mean, yeah, that'd be elementary. Yeah.
I was playing Cross Country Canada, the trucking game.
Yeah.
On those Macs. And I had to Google
Yeah, I remember Cross Country Canada. Yeah, that shit was funny. Nice. And you just like, yeah, it was like a black screen, and you kind of, it was like, what do they call those games? Like, where you have to like go from one thing to the next, and you kind of type in your own adventure kind of thing. It was not like choose your own adventure, but it was almost designed like a D&D type game, wasn't it? Like, you're the D&D person here.
Our D&D session, actually, or not session, but the campaign just freaking ended last week.
Is it not, do they go on for more than one, like, night? Like,
We've been playing this campaign for around a year at this point. And, yeah, and we're going to play another one, like a different one with a different, you know.
Are you lacking closure in this one? Or
I just, kind of, I feel like it was unexpected. I didn't know we were, like, wrapping up or, like, heading to this, like, massive conclusion until the night of. So I'm just like...
Oh, wow.
But I mean...
It was like Game of Thrones all over again, just like a rushed ending, or what?
Well, I guess it had all been, like, in the works for him. Because he's, you know,
he's
been writing the whole game, yeah.
Oh, he made it?
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like, he wrote, like, our whole, like, the storyline and, like, the arc of everything. And apparently he had, like, written it, like, way back in the, like, the beginning of what he wanted the ending to be. And we just so happened to get there. But, like... Yeah, so I don't know what this next one's going to be. It'll be interesting.
That's nuts. I didn't know that it was like, when I understand this campaign thing. I thought it was still more like a game of Risk. Like it takes 6 hours. You do it all in one night.
No, one session will probably be between like 6 and 8 hours.
Okay, wow. And so like a session is like you're making progress. Like you're progressing through the game. I guess
it's kind of like a video game adventure. Like he's written the storyline, and then there's all these different ways that the characters can take it though, just from their like. I don't know, thinking of random stuff they want to do. So, yeah, but it's pretty open. You can do, like, a lot of stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. I guess it's also cooler if you have, like, a good team or, like, a good dungeon master. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, and they gotta, like, kind of think on the fly, because it's, like, they gotta come up with, like... So, like, yeah, stuff that goes along with what the characters want to do. And, like, this actual campaign was, based in like ancient Japan, so we were all like samurais and stuff. Okay, so like it doesn't have to necessarily be like traditional like orcs and elves and.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can kind of make it, but it's usually set in some sort of ancient type world with some magical essence to it, or something.
I've also played like more like I played like Pathfinder, which is kind of like D&D, where that one's even like more freaking open. Like there's when I played a more like modern game.
Pathfinder. It's like a different type of D&D, or like...
Yeah, it's just like D&D, but just slightly different rules.
Okay. You also are a D&D player. You have nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's sick. I need to. Yeah, I feel like I would have fun with it. I have a pretty wild imagination.
Yeah.
It seems fun, you know.
You can really fuck with the DM, like, because you're so new, you're gonna ask for like random shit that you thought of. They're gonna be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I really like the paladin character, but I was thinking he might need like a perfect button if he's gonna keep those trousers up.
That's what's the perfect button.
Do you guys have perfect buttons?
Yeah.
In that, we opened a treasure chest. Usually some buttons left in there. Okay, well, all right. So this next link looks like you're taking me somewhere not safe. It's like .nz. Is that New Zealand?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I didn't
What about your
vet
incognito? Didn't verify it. We'll see.
Okay, so this one a little more sad-ish.
Oh no.
If you find, teenagers dying sad.
Well, what if they're in a Netflix series and they're just getting eaten from the feet up?
Oh wait, we don't want the video. We don't want the video.
No? All right. Well, the video is.
So basically,
text.
This one is about a guy in 1970, a teen boy that stowed away in the wheel compartment of an airplane and tried to go from Sydney to Tokyo.
Oh wow!
Because he's a fucking
So he's
idiot.
trying to fly that so you get a free flight.
I fucking
Holy
guess.
crap.
And then
Oh my god.
the compartment opened to retract the wheels up into it, and
Yep.
he fell out. But what's wild about this one is that there was a photographer, an amateur photographer, that was just taking pictures of the takeoff and caught his fall
Could you
on
imagine?
camera by accident.
And how long ago was this, you said?
1970.
70s? Yeah, this is like one of the first probably fails ever recorded like that. Like,
Yeah.
most epic fails.
So if you want to scroll down,
Holy
actually,
shit.
they have the picture on here.
This is it. Oh my goodness, he's dropping out of the plane. He's a little
Right?
schoolboy. What bad parents.
Well,
How'd you let your
apparently,
kid
I
do-
actually watched a bunch of videos about this guy, and I guess he his parents tried a lot of different things to try to get him to stop running away, but he wanted to run away and be like a sightseer, and
Oh, he was
I guess-
determined to get out.
yeah, and then he
Have you
fucked
guys
up.
seen the 9/11 dude?
The
Oh,
9/11, the one who
yes.
had to who jumped out of. I think a few people jumped out of the.
Yeah.
Very messed up. Yeah.
Like, this guy is dead.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is his last, like,
He's
so
not
creepy to
alive.
see that,
Yeah.
you know?
It's so true.
You know what's sad too about, like, I've watched a few like jumping videos of like the people who do the squirrel suits and shit. Apparently,
yeah.
like 100% of the people who, like, there was like a big group of people who invented the squirrel suit originally and like founded it. All of them are dead. Not one of them is alive
Oh,
anymore.
God.
Like, they all died. All of these founders, like more than 20 of them, eventually, and I'm pretty sure all from squirrel suiting. Like, and I guess,
Yeah.
you might get 100 runs in. Maybe you get 1,000, but like,
You're just
it's
upping
kind
your
of-
chances
yeah.
of like it
He's
going
going
wrong.
through, like, caves and shit. I'm like,
Oh my god!
when you
I
try to
know.
go and pinhole it, and it's like, and the guy who did the free solo climb, absolutely reckless.
Mm-hmm.
So much adrenaline. That guy's got the biggest cock and balls probably ever. There's
or the
no
smallest,
way.
if that's what he's got to do to like prove he's a man.
Like, if the man's perspective and the
Yeah.
female's perspective. Nuts. Oh,
people
so
that
this
set
guy.
up the rock climbing shit
Yeah.
outside, those fucking guys, man.
Yeah, they got some
They gotta
serious
line up. You know, they're the first
Yeah.
guys nailing that shit in.
rock climbing
yeah.
on especially the outdoors, and like doing the climb that he did, that free solo guy on
Even
that.
just
and
freaking
it's
like
insane.
window washers to me are
Yeah.
like so ballsy.
That's just high up out there. So much risk involved, and you're hanging off the side of the building. My uncle owns a company called Sparkle in Toronto. That's like window washing, and they did that for
Like
years.
high
and,
rises, like
yeah,
that's so terrifying.
yeah. It's
No.
a serious business, though, I guess, when you think about it. 'Cause so
Absolutely.
many, a lot of, everyone's got windows, especially those high
Everyone's
rises.
got
and shit.
windows.
So this guy just in the wheels, that's rough. Have you seen that video? There was like a meme video going around of the cat that had fallen asleep in the wings of this small like two propeller prop plane.
Okay,
wow,
is
say
this gonna
that,
be
two
really
propeller
sad?
prop plane.
Did
Two
he?
propeller
Is
prop
the cat
plane.
alive?
Cat's alive.
Okay.
So we'll preface that. The cat is just in. Why don't we find it? We have the liberty of finding that real quick. Cat in propeller plane. I think I spelled that wrong, but Google will fix it. Cat clings to plane. This is so crazy. Fine, manage my cookies, whatever you want to do with my cookies. So this is just
No.
like a son and what looks like, I'm guessing like a son and his mother. They're in a small, like I said, like two propeller, like little prop plane for two people. And there's these wings that the way that they're built, it looks like a cat just fell asleep inside of it.
Yeah.
And here it is. So the cat comes out of here in the top corner. It was just up there sleeping. This is
Can
so
they-
crazy. Cat lives though, remember.
Can they get him?
So it's only, it's almost done, the video, you'll see. Look, the cat peeks out, like, what's going on?
Oh my god.
Holy
Look
shit,
up
I'm
and see the cat.
10,000
Look
feet
and
in
see
the
the
air.
cat. Oh my god, that's so scary. kitty.
Look at the guy finally notices the cat. He looks over and he finally sees the cat. He's like, "Holy fuck! There's a cat in here."
Oh my god!
Look at this. Or the video's basically done, but I think the end is just them. They go and land. Oh, they don't show the... I've seen the whole rest of this, so basically, like, as soon as he sees the cat, he starts looping back, and he goes in to land, and they land, and the cat gets out and then, like, jumps, and it ends up being fine, but...
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
That was so stressful, I feel like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're out here laughing like, "Guy blew himself up with gasoline inside himself."
It's only funny when it happens to humans.
God, if that cat got hurt, the show is canceled.
Absolutely. And I would cancel it for them.
Yeah, you don't show me that kind of shit on your...
Yeah.
This is, so that was crazy. Yeah, that made me think of that. All right, so
Rascal.
your last one here.
Okay, so this last one isn't really necessarily stupidity on, like, the person's part. It's kind of a sad fucking story if you really look into it, but just...
I think they're all, I guess, sad, kind of. If we're going to say kind of sad, they're all kind of sad.
You have empathy and, you know...
If you're one of those folks with empathy, I mean...
So...
Empathy?
This next one here is from 2017, and it comes from Russia.
Oh, this is a new one, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Russian, was he trying to cross over to the U.S. and to Alaska?
So no, this one is actually, it's a workplace incident where a woman who worked at a, like a sweet confectionery factory.
Yep.
Makes candy. She was, yeah, she was cleaning, some machinery, and she was cleaning this, like, mixer when, boiling molten caramel came gushing into the mixer unexpectedly.
Oh.
And this woman was boiled alive in caramel.
Oh, the sweetest way to go.
Right?
Holy shit.
Ouch.
You get to open your mouth for 1 second and have just a moment of bliss.
It's how she would have wanted to
Pure
go.
caramel. That's how my dad would probably want to go if I ever had to tell him one way that somebody died this way. He'd probably be like,
lucky.
I could do it. You know? My dad is obsessed with caramel, man. He fucking loves caramel on everything and anything.
Really?
Loaded up, thick caramel.
Now that we're talking about this so much, I'm like, fuck, I want caramel.
Yeah, I could go for a sundae right about now.
Yeah.
And I imagine warm caramel, too, but she's using boiling caramel.
Yeah.
That boiled her to death.
And
That's
apparently
nasty.
caramel can actually reach temperatures, like, above the boiling point of water.
No.
Yeah. And, like, sticky.
Yeah, I bet because it's like, I bet when it's made, it's boiling. I guess that's what she's doing in this confectionery, right? They have to, like, really melt it down to into whatever food that they're making. Oh, boy.
And there were also apparently moving blades in the bowl of the mixer.
Moving blades?
Yeah, that would mix the caramel up.
Oh, yeah, I guess you would need that, wouldn't you?
So I guess they're looking into what happened, but...
That was in 2017, so somebody's getting sued there. At least
or
she
they're
didn't
not,
lean on a window. Because it's communist, I guess. Oh, yeah, the McDonald's. Yeah, she got the cup and she sued because it was too hot.
Right.
Yeah. You know what's funny about the Russian, the communists we're talking about? Because I recently...
There's nothing funny
about communism. Well, remember how I guess like maybe it was like episode 1 or 2 that I admitted that I have a book with a swastika on it. But there is a reason for that, which I feel like I need to repeat now because you're not going to go and probably watch it, and I need to defend it. It was like a book from like an original Rudyard Kipling book of the Jungle Book from like early 1900s. I did, but I need to do it again because I can't just let that be a voice clip. Where... And it was before the swastika was appropriated or misappropriated for something else, and it was a really old book. I collect a lot of old books. Now, this isn't an old book necessarily, the one that I have, the version that I found of it, but so I recently, I don't know, just history and stuff, I like reading lots of things, and I realized I've never read certain government important books like the Constitution of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, the Canadian the Bill of Rights, all those things for the Canadians. So I saw them on Amazon. They're like $5-10 you could buy them on Amazon, and like one of the ones that was suggested along with it too was the Communist Manifesto. And I'm not gonna lie, I've heard of it. I was like, oh, I've never read that. And it's actually, they're all like short books, like 40-50 pages, like not long. I read most of one of them in like an hour, and I'm going to read this was like 2 weeks ago. I just ordered these, and then I saw the Communist Manifesto, and I was like, I kind of want to order that, but I was like, I also don't want to get put on some list. So what do I? But then I was like, well, if there's ever a time to order the Communist Manifesto, it's at the same time that I'm ordering the Declaration of Independence and the Charter of Bill of Rights.
You're right.
So I was like, that's the best time to order, right? I'm across the page here. I'm just educating.
Sandwich it in between the other ones.
I was like, that can't be a lone order. I was like, no. So now I have all those also in my house. So if we ever end up in like a V for Vendetta scenario, I'm in bad trouble for books, I guess. So I'm going to be subject of a book burning scenario.
Right, yeah, but they're going to be very confused. Like, which way does he lean?
One of my long-term aspirations in life is to be a Canadian senator, and partially because I have no legal. I have no. I'm an undocumented immigrant. No, I have no leaning. Yeah, like no political leaning. Like I'm not even bipartisan. I'm just nonpartisan. That's the word. Yeah, I'm a nonpartisan, which is like one type of criteria for senators. Usually, you don't have to be, but anyways. And I just thought it'd be nice because I feel like I could represent the people well. I thought I heard something too. Maybe it is also just because from before, like when I said, I had the TV turned way up.
Are we about to get, like, is this...
abducted? We're about to get abducted?
Or, like, something worse.
I do hear the fan from my laptop.
I honestly am such a...
That's why I took it off. My chair was rumbling. I'm like...
I feel like it was an airplane going over, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it was? I did not feel that. There was insane thunder last night. Did y'all feel that?
Scared the shit out of me. I'm like, it's March. That was the thunder.
That was some crazy thunder, like some big storm, big flashes of light. First one that came through, because there was about like a 5-second delay from lightning to thunder. Thought I was tripping because I saw a big flash of light. I was like, and then, bam! Whoa. And I was like, oh, that was lightning.
I'm not sure it's going insane.
I was so accepting of it too. I was like, flash of light. Cool.
Might as well happen.
Seems normal.
Yeah.
So getting boiled in caramel. My dad, when he's at the restaurant, have you ever had creme brulee?
So getting boiled in caramel.
You ever have I love that that's just like a sentence that occurred right now. Like that's a real words that I said. Getting boiled in caramel. So you ever had creme brulee? It's one of my, I love it as a dessert, one of my dad's favorites. And it's like they burn the top or like crisp the top out, right? So it's like they usually, they torch it to make the top thick with this sugar. Yes. My dad's always like, extra sugar, loaded with sugar. I want a thick crust, thick caramel crust on the top. Oh my. Or if we're ever getting whatever, he's like, he loves the dad joke. If we're getting ice cream, he's like, I'll have a little bit of ice cream with my caramel.
Oh, I really didn't like the breathiness at the end.
Oh, that was full dad.
Caramel. I half expected you to say caramel. Caramel. Okay, don't do that. I'm gonna actually fucking end up peeing my pants. I need Depends.
We need Depends.
I'm
some kind of weird ad going on in the corner. Yeah, I don't know. Cheeky toddler denies eating cupcake.
I love the phrase or the adjective cheeky. Cheeky.
Oh, you cheeky. That's a nice grandma phrase.
All right.
Something my gram says right on. Huh?
All right.
All right.
Cheeky devil.
Yeah, you're a little cheeky devil, aren't you? No, I have, let's just do something for closer here. Okay, I got two final things that we're going to show here. One, this one, it's spring, everybody. Spring happened like a couple days ago. By the time this episode comes out, we're like a week into spring. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, also, 2 weeks from now is our finale of season 1. That's fucking decent. As if it's like... been like we're already through a whole season. It's crazy. This has been my go-to activity for every week of this fucking COVID this year, and there's something to actually do. So it's been great. I've been loving it. We're almost at the finale.
It's so crazy, too, that we've been doing this since January.
January. I know, 11th. I looked up. I was trying to remember, what was our first day recording? Wow. We had a couple weeks on and off because there was, well, pandemic, but then there was like closures and lockdowns and shit like that. So we had some weeks where we couldn't go. But we made it through. We're almost at the end. And January 11th, like, I think I texted you guys, and we started putting this together, like, literally the first week of January. Within a week, we got to record that first episode, and it all came together. I've been kind of cooking on some stuff for a little bit. I mean, we all have on our own ways.
That's the one, I think, where it was the kid show with the guy with the really long penis.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, onesie with a dick sleeve.
Right.
Episode 1. It's fun to I want to go back and watch all these, and you got a lot to look forward to because we're gonna be releasing lots of clips on this stuff soon. Like we're gonna be cutting up some of the episodes soon, and we got a lot cooking for another season
it's like
coming
a D&D
up in May.
Campaign.
But
see, we're wrapping up the first campaign, and then we're gonna move into the next one.
That's it. It's a metaphor for life.
It is. Literally, we saw a guy going down the street the other day, a homeless man. He was playing a guitar, but he also had a dog. So we were saying that he was like, a level 9 bard who also had an animal companion. Yeah. And like when you start relating everyday people in D&D terms, like, holy fuck, what a treat. Like, it makes everything so much more whimsical. Like,
I need to get in on that level.
Yes.
I gotta get in on that level. I love that. That sounds very... I loved the way that story was going, too, because you're getting so into it because it was like... So there's like a homeless man... No, but there's a dog. But there was a dog, too. It was almost like you're like in a dream. There was a dog, and then there was a race car, and the homeless man was in the race car with the dog. And
water bottles and the plastic... Paper cups.
Paper and so anyway, this is just for you and me and probably like 90% of our listeners
and all
out
other
there.
people.
It's springtime, and this was very relatable to me. I feel like Ellen and this one here relatable. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh no!
But this was really great. So the caption is seasonal depression, and this guy's name is Andrew Rousseau. He's a comedian. Andrew Rousseau, Rousso, and he's really funny, and this is a funny little clip on him about seasonal depression, so let's enjoy and relate because, I mean, it's us.
Yeah, we know our audience. One of these days, the volume will be up.
I keep because I'm always
Season 2 things.
Yeah, we're going to have a volume.
That was pretty bad for me. You got really sad there. That was pretty intense. Pretty close this time.
Oh, no.
That was fun. That was pretty bad for me. You got really sad there. That was pretty intense. Pretty close this time, right? You got close. You're pretty resilient. You almost had me there. I'm gonna have to shake things up next year. Not gonna miss you. You and me next year, same time, same place. Hopefully not. Well, take care. Take care.
It's about seasonal depression.
Hey, it's me!
Hey. Oh, no.
It's a white shirt. He's so normal depression.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh my god.
Oh,
something that I like extra appreciate about these fucking TikToks is that this is just a guy alone in his fucking house making this. He's playing the different characters.
Clip at a time,
Love
character.
it.
I wish I had that level of...
I know. I should just grow a pair and actually make these. I used to make them when I was younger when I didn't have a platform to put them.
I know.
So they're just on VHS in my parents' house.
Actually, no, that's stupid. I'll tell you this off air.
All right.
Yeah, I just thought of
Interesting.
something. No, yeah.
Wonder about it.
Hey, it's me!
Hey, it's me!
Hey, I remember you. You remember me? Kinda excited to see you, also still sad. Did you miss me? You're somewhat more predictable, but I also dislike you. You want to little serotonin? That would be great. Okay, open wide.
It's a catch.
Do you think maybe I could get a little more of this? No, that's all you get.
No.
That's all you get. Very nice.
Oh my god. That's so great.
Throws a cat.
A little here and there, a little bit here, and that's it all summer. Sorry for asking, not too much. I know how it goes. You know the rules. You are very tricky. Guess who's also here? Hey!
Seasonal allergies.
Aww.
I
like that the accent changed throughout it too. That like it wasn't consistent.
Because he's doing 3 characters, man. How are you going to do 3 characters?
What you laughing for? I'm being serious.
What you laughing for? I'm being serious.
Talking
facts. Serious. No ifs, buts, and maybes. Now, maybe the audience can write in and tell us about this too, because I was telling Jackie today, the last episode we put out, episode 7, I named it, I named the episode, I was like, I better be standing in a bathtub, because I thought that was one of the most funniest foul parts of the whole thing.
At first, I was like, what is that even referring to? But then once I remembered that it was the infomercials, I'm like, oh, God, yes, now I do know what that means.
So, anyway, I don't know how to name them sometimes, and I had so much trouble because there's so many names I think of, and one of the names was, I was like, maybe we should call it, like, no ifs, buts, or maybes, but I was like, but then it could also be like, what you laughing for? Why are you laughing for?
Yeah. Well, that's why I put it into mine when I shared it today. I'm like, that, no ifs, buts, or maybes, no just sauna pants.
What are you laughing for? It seems like this is also like a lane that we fall in love with. The accents and like pronouncing shit. Yeah. Just like people trying to talk.
People trying to talk.
It's pretty bad sometimes. We feel like it's been definitely reoccurring.
Yeah.
Okay, the final thing, because this is to wrap up from last episode. This is our final little clip here. Oh no, it's not that's right. It's not a clip. It's a link that I have. And this is the nostalgia, because we were talking about this last week, and I was like, why didn't I clip that in at some point? It would have been fun to clip that in. And you remember the show we were talking about?
Oh, yes.
And I watched like 45 seconds of this and then remembered how amazing it was, and then realized, I was like, I got to save this for the show. Okay, the ad's almost done. It's immediate nostalgia.
Oh, my God.
Like, how epic is this?
Right?
We're gonna
I love this when you just like unlock a memory.
Oh, so many memories unlocked in this, because there's all the little parts of this that you don't even remember. Like the people who are doing it, and you're like, holy shit, that person and that person.
Yeah.
All right, so are you ready for this? This is
ready.
It.
What do you say when your stomach rejects the 5 pizzas you just stuffed down your throat?
Oh my God.
They do a little joke.
Oh yeah, the different colors.
Yeah, they were all on the team, right? And they had to do games, like they would compete. They would compete in like trivia and fucking weird, gross games. Okay, I'm gonna skip through some of these. This guy though, first of all.
Yeah, seriously.
Goat cheese is really good for you, and it smells too. Hey,
goat cheese is really good for you. So random.
This guy looks so familiar. I wonder what these people went on to do.
Nothing. Probably drank gasoline and smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not done watching this yet, though. You better not. You better believe it. We're gonna skip through some of this, but we're going wild with this.
This guy here is blowing my mind because he actually looks so young.
The Punisher.
Oh my God.
This was who we were talking about.
He's definitely wearing foam.
Right? Dumping the slime on.
Whoa, a boombox.
That's right too. They didn't even win money. They're all kids, so they couldn't like gamble and win money. They're literally like playing for boomboxes and tape recorders and Walkmans and stuff.
Pretty fucking legit.
At the time, though, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Okay? Fuck, we're getting on in time. I want to tell a quick story, but I just made me when I was 10. It was my brother's 13th birthday. I was outside. We went to a Blue Jays game for his birthday, and I was 10. He was 13. And at the Blue Jays game outside, they were giving away PlayStation 1s. This was like when PS1 was still relevant. And there was a thing. You had to like draw a name from a hat. Literally that easy. One name had the announcer guy's name on it. Or one ticket had the name on it in this hat. And there was all these kids standing around, maybe 20 kids. I pulled the one with the thing. I won the PS1.
What?
I won the PS1. You want to know what the catch was?
What?
I had to announce the names of the Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays, and the opposing team in the bottom of the third inning. Me, the 10-year-old, had to go on the jumbotron, the big screen jumbotron in the like downtown Ottawa or downtown Toronto, Skydome, on
Okay.
the Jumbotron, doing the announcements. Carlos Delgado!
What?
And I played it up too because I didn't know any better, and
Yeah.
everyone was loving me because I was like playing it up. I thought that's how my personality was, even as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I gave those names, and that was part of like winning this PlayStation. And then they gave me it on the Jumbotron on my brother's birthday.
On your brother's
I know, right? I got to give him a shout out though, and literally say happy birthday to him on air. And then they talked to me after the game too, because after that game you were allowed to go on the field.
Why would you give it to your brother?
Well, it was both of ours. It became both of ours. But
yeah.
like he would never have gone and did the announcements and shit though. He would have not done that. So I'm glad that I got to do that. And then we went on the field, and then we actually did to sing happy birthday to him afterwards. And I went home and I had this PlayStation 1. And the best part of all that is my parents and my dad, like, they never let us have video games because they didn't want us to have video games. But I won it. And how the fuck can he deny that at that point?
It's like
I won
the
it
universe
for free.
wants this for me.
And it was a PS1 with the flip screen and everything, and we had so much fun with it. It was very cool. And that's that story. And I remember going to take a piss during one of the innings of the baseball game, and people were like recognizing me from the Jumbotron. They're like, "Oh, it's you!" And I like had my Eagle shirt on because I used to love wearing this Eagle shirt.
And that's the time you got abducted.
I was in the stall.
You want some caramel?
I love caramel. Okay, so that was like just thinking of winning prizes. That I love that, and I love that that happened to me.
Rock bottom
JVC. They still make good headphones and shit. So, anyways, that's what they're winning. Oh look, the speed round. She's fire.
Yeah.
Now, do birds use sticks to build their nest? Yeah.
Yes.
Where do birds lay their eggs? No. Does a baby bird eat worms or pizza?
Worms.
Do you eat worms or pizza?
No.
Name any topping on a pizza.
Pepperoni.
Does pizza come from Italy?
Yeah.
What language do they speak in Italy?
Italian.
What footwear is Italy shaped like?
It's intense.
I don't know.
What do you wear on your feet in the winter?
Boots.
Do boots keep your feet warm?
Yeah.
Good job! Wait, how did you
There you go. So she killed it.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
45 points. I almost debated like trying to get you to like play this along with the YTV, but I was like, oh, it'd be too crazy because like there's so much action.
Oh yeah.
Make it work. So wait, I want to see. Yes, that's what we need to see.
Oh, gross.
Uh-oh, the kid says.
Oh my god.
A tool, a vegetable, or a Scotch-tape expert.
Expert. Screw that ad. Alright, so that was some... Wasn't that just something else? Uh-oh.
That was really, really good.
That's all I can say.
Still good. Still holds
Seasonal
up.
depression. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Regular depression. Oh, I remember you. Oh, man. Well...
Cool.
That was something. I had a lot of fun with that. I hope that you did. Sorry to all those
I'm probably
people
gonna
who
go
died.
in. Yeah.
It's too bad that happened to you.
What was the song the girl was singing again?
Which one?
I never should have let you go.
Oh, let you go.
I was lying to myself. The one
When
that's
were we listening
outside.
to that? Oh, the one who was singing outside
While
to the
they're
dead
dying?
people. Oh, I was thinking of like a few episodes ago that you're ugly. No offense. No offense. That's like as I said earlier.
Don't you have common sense?
Don't you have common sense?
That's okay, because I said no offense.
Yes. Fuck. See, your memory's better than mine. God damn. Yeah. What
Not
was
for
she singing?
useful things. Like knowledge.
Knowledge. She says.
Geography.
I think.
Africa's a continent.
Africa's a continent.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, Jackie didn't know Africa was a continent. She didn't have to admit it, but she did say it to us in real life.
Right. Listen, I knew it was just in the moment.
This was it, right? What you were talking about?
Yeah.
The person's getting wheeled in. Like, I might as well be doing singing outside there. I might as well be out there just being like, You know, we're comedians. We're just having fun.
That's so good.
Someone's dying over there. Oh, that'd be bad. And then as they're getting like, they're like hoisting them into the back of the ambulance. I'm like, no offense, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, no offense.
No offense.
Yeah, that's it, everybody. Really, no offense.
Bye, everybody.
No offense. Yeah, I like that. Bye, everybody. Bye. I was Jackie. I was gonna say Jesse. I'm on purpose. Caramel. You're really mad at that. She's not happy about that. Right? You're gonna call me Mike next episode. We're here with Mike Buchanan, and I get Mike all the time though. Matt's always get Mikes. You know what's your name probably never gets messed up. Nobody's ever probably like, hey, Frank.
In school,
Josh.
Oh,
I never wanted
because it sounds like Firdaush could very easily be
so
like,
sometimes
oh,
they'd be
Josh?
My Starbucks name is Josh.
Oh
your
my
Starbucks
God.
name is Josh.
I'm gonna get them to spell my fucking name.
Right? I wonder if Josh is get Firdaush. Probably not.
Josh is, yeah. Yeah, my name's Josh. People sometimes mix me up with Firdaush.
I hope so. Yeah. It's so popular that it's up there with Josh.
Josh.
Muhammad is like the most fucking popular name in the world, man. Read a book.
Read a fucking book for once.
Book, Fogel. Fagel. Oh, man. All right, man. Well, to all the Firdashes and Joshes out there, and all the Mikes and Matts and Jessies and Jackies of the world. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.